So welcome for my finished pages for May 2023. You see I have a lot of books here. The first one is Freak of Beauty, and I did the name side here. And it was my testing page for pastel chalks. I used all my old colored pencils, white gel pen from Sakura, and Jackson's pastel chalk and fixative spray, and I really was satisfied with the results. So I used a lot of pastel chalk in other pictures as well. I did a second page here, and it is the side with the clown. I used my old colored pencils as well as watercolor pencils from Obos, a white gel pen from Sakura, and it was my very first attempt to color blood with colored pencils. I never did this before, but I'm very satisfied with the result. Then I did this side here, I did it on stream on Twitch, and I used semi-art watercolors, my old colored pencils, hybrid gel pen in gold, as well as some kind of white ink from a bottle from Paul Rubens. Then I did here the cover motif, and I used semi-art watercolors, my old colored pencils, as well as a Sakura jelly roll pen in white and a crystal star. That's the glittery snowflakes I've done with that gel pen. Then I did 3 pages in Daydreams from Hannah Carlson. I did the little mushroom on the front side with semi-art watercolor, my old colored pencils, as well as Jackson's pastel chalk and fixative. And I did the little beetle here with metallic watercolors from Giorgione and Magic Fly. I did it first in normal watercolor, but I wasn't satisfied, so I did the metallic colors. And I did the beetle here. The beetle was empty, and I had to fill in the motif by myself. And I did it with semi-art watercolors, my old colored pencils, as well as Jackson's pastel chalk. Then I did a page in the Grimm Fairy Tales book. There are a lot of motifs from other child stories not related to the Brothers Grimm, but okay, I did here this medieval like page with my old colored pencils, as well as pastel colored pencils from Castle Arts. Then I did here a page with I did coat it in clear gesso, because I saw a lot of colorists using gesso with watercolors, and I wanted to try it. I did 2 layers and let it dry for 24 hours, and then worked with Art Deco watercolors, but I'm absolutely non-satisfied with the result. It's very streaky and splotchy, and you couldn't blend very well. So if you have any tips for me with using gesso and watercolors in coloring books, please let me know, because I was so unsatisfied that I said when it's working like that, I don't want to use it again when I not get some tips to improve that. Also did this little house motif with my old color pencil, semi-art watercolors, and Jackson's pastel chalk as well. And whenever I use pastel chalk, then I also use a fixative, and this page was only done in semi-art watercolors. I must say I don't like this sides with the stripe motifs. That's why I did it as a test with the gesso. I thought when I ruin this page, it's not so bad like I ruin a page which with a motif I really, really like. Then in my Tales from the Forest Kingdom, I did the beer riding page, and I used semi-art watercolors, old colored pencils, pastel chalks, and no-name cheap yellow neon gel pens for the stars. And I'm really happy with the result of this page. And I did a second page here. The wolf archer I did here with semi-art watercolors, my old colored pencils, and Jackson's pastel chalk, and I think a white gel pen. Yeah, and then I did finished one of my very old pages. I've bought this book. This was my very first adult coloring book around 2015 or 2016, somewhere around that time. And I had I think, I don't know, around 2 or 3 unfinished pages from that time. So they're only done with polychromo colored pencils. I did no shading, and the only thing I did now was finish the frame from the motif. The fish was already done back then when I had the book new, and I used polychromos and my old colored pencils for the frame as well. So yeah, thank you very much for watching.